So my name's Fidel Montero. I am the principal at Alta. How did I just say that? All right. So I was the principal at Alta. So my name's Fidel Montero. I am the principal at Tintview High School. Okay, so I actually went to school in a really small farming community in Northern California. So my dad was a migrant worker, and we lived in a town with less than 2,000 people. So my high school had 26 kids in my graduating class. From there, I had the opportunity to attend school in California, in Utah, and then in New York City. So I had the opportunity to study education with a specific emphasis in leadership and organizational leadership. So that's what sort of led me into the role of a school leader and as a principal. So it's been a really fun path. I've had the opportunity to teach. I've had the opportunity to also be an assistant principal. I've had the opportunity to work in higher education as a college administrator. So I feel I've had a variety of experiences that have led me in preparation to be a principal here at Tintview.
So then, as principal, what are some of your goals for Tintview?
Well, so a primary goal is obviously to get everybody graduated and make sure that everybody gets through the finish line after 12 years of school. I think that's the number one priority, is that everybody graduates. Beyond that, I want to make sure that when students get a diploma and they graduate, that diploma means something, that they've acquired certain skills, that they've developed certain attributes, and that they are prepared to either enter college, if that's what they're choosing, or a career. So I feel that that's my responsibility, and that's the ownership that I'm taking. And beyond that, I want to create a school environment that's really inclusive, that where we accept people from all walks of life, where people can come and feel safe, feel comfortable, feel like they have a connection with somebody, with teachers or with the administration. And I think if we can accomplish those things, we can be a really, really successful school.
What do you fear most as principal?
Well, I wouldn't categorize these things as fears, because I don't know if fear is the right question. But the things that I think I think about and that I hope that we are mindful of is that, first of all, that we treat each other with a real respect. When we meet people, that we have a genuine interest in them, that we're kind to each other, that we look for other people's needs, that we're generous, because I think at the end of the day, I don't care how well educated you are and how successful you are, if you're not a good person at the core, if you don't treat people with that respect and with that dignity, I think then there's a disconnect. I love to cook. If I'm at home and I need some just time to recharge the batteries, I love to cook. In addition to that, I also love to exercise, so that's a good combo, I think, because they balance each other out. I've been CrossFitting for a few years now, and I enjoy Olympic lifting and basketball. I still try to play basketball competitively as much as possible. I have 4 children that really keep our family busy, and I coach some of their sports, and just spending time being a dad, I think that's for me personally, is one of the most rewarding things that I do on a personal level. Right now I feel like I watch a ton of cartoons because I have young kids. So Kung Fu Panda 3 was a lot of fun. I like some of the older movies as well. I guess from the 80s, Top Gun. If I hear the Top Gun music go on, I just I get really pumped up and want to go fly a plane. So I like a variety of things, but if I have to pick one movie, I would have to go with Gladiator. Oh, I love music, and if you were to look at my Pandora station, I think I have a pretty diverse set of music. So if I'm in the gym and I'm working out, my favorite station is probably DJ Snake. I don't know if you all know DJ Snake. he's a French DJ. If I'm just relaxing at home, cooking, I love reggae. My wife is Polynesian, so we have a nice infusion of culture in our family. But Jay Boogs, Bon Breezy, Bob Marley, I love putting on some really London, Symphony or New York. And I also listen to some opera. So Mr. Pavarotti, is one of my favorites. I sing along with him. In Mexican music, of course, I being of Mexican descent, mariachi music, some of the classical mariachi music like Vicente Fernandez, who, I just love. So I think that's a pretty good range. Oh, and of course, 1990s hip hop. That's sort of when I grew up. So when you think of Biggie and Tupac and West Coast sort of rap, all of that stuff is on my Pandora stations. So
that's awesome. I almost wore my Tupac shirt today.
I was working at UVU and I was the chief of staff for President Holland, and I wasn't really thinking about Interview. And when the position became available, I had some people reach out to me who I know in the community, and they asked me if I would consider applying. And out of all the jobs that I've had, being a high school principal has been probably the absolute funnest. It's a pressure cooker, and yet it fits my personality. Like I told y'all, I went to school in New York, and if there's a city that sort of meets my personality, it's New York City, just because it's always busy, it's always happening. What I love about Tinview is that it's a very diverse school, and we have students from all walks of life. And for me, the opportunity to impact how this community of students interacts was a really sort of unique opportunity. And I look forward to working with everybody. Please, there's a lot of you and there's only one of me, but take the opportunity to come say hi. If you ever have any questions or you just want to talk about your future or anything, my door's always open, and I hope you all take the opportunity to connect. And please let me know how we can make the school better. I really want to know if there's things from your point of view that we can do better as adults here in the school. We want to know that because we value your opinion. We value, how you think and what you think. And please keep us informed.